Hello and welcome into Versus Podcast. My name is Matt and I am very excited to have our special guest for this episode, one of my good friends, Dakota Duffalo. Before we jump into this episode, we would just love it if you guys could like this video and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Well, Dakota, I'm super excited to have you on this episode. How's it going? How's your summer going?
It's going great. Been having a good summer. I'm just excited to be on the podcast.
Hey, there we go. Exactly. I'm excited to have you. If none of you know, I've been friends with Dakota since we were one. We went to tutor time together at one, so it's been a while. So it's cool to see you. If people don't know that are watching that, Dakota is a student athlete, plays baseball at the University of Utah. So just wanted to bring him on to ask him some questions and just do something that's a little bit different. So Dakota, my first question for you is, when would you say that your love for baseball started and what made you want to continue to pursue it at a collegiate level?
Yeah, I've been playing baseball since before I can remember, and it was pretty much the only sport or one of the only sports that I really enjoyed doing and I was good at. So I grew up playing baseball with you a little bit. It was a lot of fun. I was good at it, kept playing and just continued playing and just ended up wanting to play in college. So I pursued that and got me here today. So
Yeah, that's super cool. Let me make sure it's right. This will be your redshirt sophomore year, right?
yeah, that's
Because you
correct.
redshirted your freshman year. Okay, sweet. Yeah. So my next question for you is just, what was the recruitment process like? I mean, we kind of hear on a bigger scale of like football and basketball recruiting. So what was it like going through like playing high school baseball and knowing that there was recruits coming to watch you?
It's definitely a roller coaster of emotions. There's a lot of excitement when you hear from new schools, and there's a lot of disappointment when you stop hearing from them. So, a lot of the recruitment happens during summer ball and the travel ball. So you go to these tournaments, and the coaches see you, and they'll watch you a little bit. They'll invite you to camps, stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun until like you can get ghosted. You don't hear from them ever again, and you're confused. Just
Mm-hmm.
just not exciting. Well, it is exciting, but it's just not what you want to happen when they just like stop responding to you. But playing high school was actually a good escape from the recruiting process because a lot of coaches don't look at high school stats because the competition is so different from wherever you live. So it's just like an opportunity to play with your friends and just have fun playing the game.
That's fun. Would you say that like during the travel ball and the club ball, that's when you'd say like more stress was on you? You felt like that pressure since you knew those coaches were there?
Yeah, I'd say that because you get such limited at bats in front of them. It's like they'll be coming to watch your game and you'll get three at bats. So you like want to perform for them. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely put some stresses on myself that I don't think I needed to, but it's definitely a little bit stressful.
Yeah. So obviously it worked out for you. You're at the University of Utah now, in the Pac-12. So that's fun. It's been fun seeing you do what you do so far. But we hear all the time that being a student athlete can be very difficult because you're having to do everything that entails playing baseball at the Pac-12 level, at some of the highest levels in like Division I baseball. And so what would you say it's like to balance school with that? Because a lot of people forget, like, you guys are still out there going to school and having to deal with classes every day.
I like to compare it to having not a full-time job, but having a job after school. Like you're going from class to practice for a couple hours every day. So like if you're leaving school and going to work, you're losing that time for schoolwork. So you have to balance it a little bit. And when you're on the road and stuff, we have a lot of academic advisors and people that can help us manage our time with that. So it's not the hardest thing. But I have found that when you're playing baseball, it's hard to stay motivated with school. So like you don't want to do your homework after a game that you lost on a Friday
Yeah.
night. So
Yeah,
I spent a lot
exactly.
of time pushing stuff off. Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be difficult. I mean, I am going to college and I have nothing to do with sports at all, and I struggle with it. So I can't imagine what you guys have to go through. But I know that you kind of mentioned it, but you and I did grow up playing baseball together. Baseball worked out better for you than it did for me, but we ended up going to camps together all the time. We went to some camps at ASU, and I was fortunate enough to go and watch you play one of your games at ASU this past season. So what was it like going to play against a team, obviously different coaching staff and different stuff, but just playing at a facility that like you had done camps at as a kid and stuff like that?
Yeah, that was really cool. I actually didn't see you at that game until like the eighth inning. I was going up to my last at bat. I saw you in the crowd with I think it was like your mom. And
Yeah, yep.
but yeah, we grew up. I grew up watching watching ASU games, and it was like it was a cool experience because when you're younger, you think, wow, these guys are so good. Like I might never get there, and then to be on the same field as them and to be able to compete with them, it's really cool.
Yeah, I know that you played high school ball with some of the guys that you were playing up against at ASU. So what was that like?
It was cool knowing some guys on their team like Kai and Ryan. They both had pretty good weekends, and I know Kai recently signed a free agent deal with the Padres,
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
Ryan had a phenomenal year. So it was cool seeing them succeed at the next level.
All right, kind of talking about stadiums. We just talked about ASU, but what would you say? Obviously, besides your home stadium, because you would say that that's your favorite, but what would you say is the coolest stadiums that you've been able to play at? Um,
Yeah, Oregon was one of the cool stadiums. The It's a really cool layout. It's right next to the football field, so you get to see that. And it's a turf playing surface with like ducks and the outfield grass, and the scoreboard's super nice. It's definitely a cool place to play. And another one would be BYU. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one, but their
mm-mm.
backdrop's right up against the mountains, and it's probably
Oh
one
wow,
of the prettiest fields in baseball. Yeah.
that's super cool. That's awesome. Well, to kind of wrap this up, I just wanted to ask you one more question, and that is to anyone watching this that might be a little bit younger than us or in high school, that might be wanting to play baseball at the collegiate level or just collegiate sports in general. What advice would you give them to try and achieve that goal with the stress that comes with all the scouting and different stuff that entails?
I would just say to keep working hard and don't let other people's opinions like make you less motivated. Like a lot of people love to tell you what level they think you can play at, or like you're not good enough to go Division 1 or Division 2, and they love to give you their opinion. But the only opinion that really matters is your own. So if you keep practicing, working hard at it, you can pretty much do whatever you set your mind to.
Yeah, that's good advice. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Well, Dakota, I want to thank you again for being on this episode. But before we finish, we always like to share a verse from Scripture because that's one of the focal points of our podcast. So I'm going to pull up a verse for us to kind of talk about before we finish up. And today I'll be sharing First Timothy 4:8. It says, "For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value of all things, holding promise for the present life and the life to come." I thought that was a good one to go ahead and share that I kind of heard this week. Kind of talking about sports. That's kind of what we love to do is talk about sports. You play sports, so it's just something that I thought would be good. I stole it from I don't know if you know any the people from Duck Dynasty. Christian Huff is Sadie Robertson's husband, so he kind of has a podcast. I was listening to it, and he was talking about that with like weight training and stuff. And so I thought that it could be a thing to show people that you always want to be following that physical fitness journey, but also to be putting God first. So just wanted to share that with everyone. So well, once again, I'm just thank you for agreeing to do this. It was a lot of fun being able to catch up with you, just ask you some questions about college baseball. It's pretty cool to see you doing what you're doing. But is there any way that people can stay in touch with you and follow you through your journey at Utah, and then hopefully professional leagues after that?
Yeah, they could just follow my Instagram, Dakota underscore D21. Just follow me there, and
Hey,
I'll
there
post
we
lots
go.
of stuff for you.
All right, sounds good. Well, awesome, man. We will put that in the description below so that everyone can follow you. Everyone hit up Dakota's Instagram, make him go famous. Like that would be awesome. But I just want to thank you guys again for listening to this episode. I know it's a little different than what we usually do, but I thought it'd be something a little bit different to do to have some fun. Thank you once again, Dakota. And if you guys could like this video and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. And we will see you all in the next one.
Thank you.